Hello, everyone. This is Simmion coming to you from the outer reaches of the universe, bringing you energies to support your day and to take you further into the world of your Creator. As we step into this new age, into this new light, and into this new world, we can see beyond the limits that we normally encounter on a daily basis. Looking further into the future allows us to step past all barriers to where our perspective is far beyond the normal reaches of the human entity. You have entered this field and you look past what was normal to now be able to see, even though you feel you don't know what you're looking at. You can see beyond the limits, but you can't tell what you're looking at. And this is the time where we come in and add to your field, add to the memory, add to the knowledge, so that you can see what you're looking at and decipher what it actually is. The human entity has worked on comparison, so you can find something that's similar to something you already know, and you can extrapolate to where you understand, to one degree or another, what you were looking at, or what you're listening to, or what you're feeling. That has changed. And the inclusion of the knowledge and the experience of many millions of beings, universal beings, has been added to your database, so that you are looking with greater knowledge, with greater foresight, into worlds that are familiar simply because you have access to the beings of other worlds, to the history of other realms, and to the workings of every part of the universe. As we step into the field that we believe is in front of us, we find there's much more in front of us again, and much more again. So with our assistance, humanity is able to expand to where it was supposed to be many, many years ago. The inability of humanity to advance in areas beyond what they can experience with the simple senses of sight, touch, and sound has now expanded to where the senses do not have a name, where the sensibility simply comes to life, where there's no explanation needed. And we are now ready to open up new worlds for you, new worlds that you've never seen, felt, or heard. These worlds exist, and they exist in your reach, not at a distance, not at an elevation, but they exist in the world that you're used to, and in the world that you can see. The field of knowledge has expanded over many years, and the value that is held in knowledge that is not distributed worldwide is what's been there to hold you back, where in fact that knowledge that is held back is not very much at all. It's just not publicized. The knowledge of the universe is available to each person. The knowledge of the world is not. But the knowledge of the world is based on limitations and fixed criteria. The knowledge of a simple human being is far in excess of the knowledge that's published or hidden in the archives of the world. So with that established, it's easy to then adventure and advance in ways that you never thought of before. For instance, the moment I talk about the Council of Galaxies, everybody switches into that mode, familiar with the interaction, familiar with the feeling. I mentioned the fleet, and the vibration goes up again, and the awareness of each person goes to the fleet, and the many millions of things the fleet does to maintain your operation each day. Divinity brings another vibration and brings an expansion of possibility. But the greatest thing is all those different places mentioned, different aspects, are actually in your field, not reduced by one iota, but they're in your field of operation every second of every day. When you use your mind to try and conceive what you can do with these things, you run out of options. But when you smile, reset yourself, and create a set point that allows for the use of all things, they all switch on. So now we had the fact that you control your own destiny in amongst the fleet. You control where you go, what you do, what you experience by a simple inflection, by a slight recognition, or by a memory. or one word that you read in a book or you hear somebody say, and it switches you, the person in that body, into a different mode where you're communicating, feeling, experiencing, and having a laugh about all the things that your mind calls imagination. But in fact, each time you have a thought, it comes from a vision of a reality that you've hidden in the background, of a real event that happens in a moment. But you can tell in that moment that that event may have even lasted 1,000 years. And it's not a memory, it's happening. As we develop new ways of communicating with you, you will see 1,000,001 things happening at once, just in a flash. And you'll enjoy that moment for as long as you wish, while at the same time operating your body, operating a life that is now developing into something way beyond where it was before. The gift we have for you today is the awareness of our presence, the awareness of your presence in the universe, and the awareness of a life that's been going on for many, many years, where we're all working together to bring light into the world, into your physical world, and into the physical world and other planets, where we've been working together as comrades, as friends, as honoured guests, and as honoured leaders. That gift is ours to give because we've held it for you in your absence while you establish yourself in the earth's plane. In establishing yourself in the earth's plane, you're now ready to incorporate every life, every event, and every action that is taken in relationship to Earth and in relationship to our joint action to bring a balance into play no matter what happens in any world. We have worked together for a very long time, but that very long time can appear to you in an instant. You have a capacity to condense a whole lifetime into a fraction of a second, and to have the knowledge of that lifetime available to you to apply in your physical world. Each and every one of you has more technical knowledge than the greatest of scientists in the world. It's simply not as important to you as humanity itself and life as it is to be lived now and into the very long future. So as we work together, we start to remember the future instead of remembering the past. And the future can be a couple of seconds ahead, or it can be a lifetime. But that future is what builds the courage in each and every one of you to surpass the limitations that exist in the physical world. And it's not strength or power that allows you to surpass something. It's a total balance, an instantaneous perfection, the gathering of whatever's necessary in an instant to bring harmony to the next moment. So as we've all done for many, many years, we start to seek one another and seek one another's company, because the balance of our humanity, of our divinity, and of our universe produces the drive that keeps us all alive, that keeps the universe in motion, and most of all, maintains that random direction that allows each and every one of us to take the simplest path possible through life, in harmony with everything, to bring a balance to every instant, even though it's going to change in the next moment. So the feeling that we gather, the feeling of security, the feeling of companionship, of ease, maturity, security, all come together because we're remembering the future and we're connecting before it arrives. We're connecting in what the mind thinks is another place. But in fact, it's right there with you and right here with me. And wherever we are, as we intersect and our fields pass through one another, we generate an enormous amount of power to attract or to detract or repel, just as a magnet, to put everything in balance. We slip through the traffic and appear at the right place so that nobody has an accident. We move through the sky and make sure that the weather doesn't pound everybody to death. We bring to the surface the imbalance and allow it to dissipate. And as the world moves along, it changes to suit our movement, as does the planetary system that supports each world. Your physical Earth appears as a small dot in amongst all the stars, but in fact, it has as much influence as the biggest star, sometimes more, because it expands with your expansion, and it expands as we all connect together. It's a unique planet, and it's alive. And we're honored to work with you to bring it to life the way it was meant to be, to naturally support perfection in growth and in supporting humanity and all other species, to bring a balance and a harmony that has never been seen before. This is in front of you. This is the future you look at. And we work together simply because that's what we do. We always have, and we always will. But right now, it's extremely exciting to go and open the doors to friends from other places, simply because we can. And we're opening those doors so that you can just simply enjoy, feel, and know that you're not alone in any way at all. And that each and every person has thousands of interactions every day with people and beings and planets and many other things, simply to create an instantaneous force that pulls something into line in the universe, something into line in your world, something into line in your body. And the more we open up to this, the more will become available in your physical world and in your physical body to do the impossible that appears right now. The world of magic and miracles used to seem like it was at a distance, and now you're living in it, you're making it, you're creating it. You're finding that friend that can look in the same direction as you at least once a day and see the future that affects everyone, but is uniquely yours. So I open the door to each one of you to bring forward whatever you feel and to allow a new vibration to exist in everybody's field and in everybody's life that is totally under the individual person's control. but fully supported by the Council of Galaxies and the Fleet and the divine entities who are apportioned to each and every one of you as personal assistants in the tasks you've taken on to bring us to a new age and demonstrate to everyone how it works. It is my honour to welcome you all to the outer reaches of the universe and to assist me in bringing everything that we have here into positive action in your physical world. Thank you all for listening and for joining me. And I wish you all perfect life, perfect health, and a magic future. I am Simmion.